What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing this amazing Monday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great, even though y'all know what we're going through. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word. That'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of all of my videos. So what's up? What's up? What's up? Actually, not the last few videos. I've honestly forgot, but I'm going to go back and do that. But what's up, everybody? How is everybody doing on this amazing Monday? What are you guys up to? What is the topic of conversation for today? What is it that you guys want to get off your chest? Gambit, what up? Bum Tickler, what up? D Diddy, what up? I saw somebody else up there. Mitch, what up? Eddie Edwards, what up? Roll Limbo, what up? Appreciate that, Gambit. That's anytime somebody supports you, takes the time to watch your videos or to come into your lives, it's much appreciated. So thank you very much. Every subscriber means the world to me. So, yo, Matt, been watching the Olympics. What sport do you want to see Canada get gold in? To be honest with you, I haven't been watching the Olympics. This is Bunjo, shout out from Argentina, ex-Hamiltonian. But I do wish that the Canadians win gold and everything possible. It's the Summer Olympics, though. Ake, what up, man? What's happening? Will, what's up? The Crazy Croatian here. Know much about what prison, Gambit Bandit? How do you feel about the agenda they push with these Olympics? I'm not into the whole social justice warrior movement. I'm all about support and equality for everybody, but the way they just pump it down everybody's throat all the time, I'm good. Bunjo has a semi-big channel. He's famous. Nice. Well, shout out to you, Bunjo. Thank you for coming here. I haven't paid enough attention to really know what the agenda is, so. I think that's a provincial prison, right? Do you know? I don't know what prison you're talking. Oh, my home is in Regina Correctional Center now. See, I don't know about Regina Correctional Center personally, but I know that Regina Correctional Center is Regina is a serious place. There's lots of gang problems there, but I can't say for sure because I haven't been there. So you'd have to ask somebody who has actually been there. Maybe one day I'll get to doing a video about it, and I can do my homework and stuff, and we'll get around to that. But as of right now, I can't help you, sorry, just because I haven't been there. That was a great video you made on the residential schools. Keep up the great work, Matt. Thanks, D. Diddy, man. I appreciate it. Anytime I can use my voice to shed light on something, even if it's not that many people that see it, hey, every person counts. You know what I mean? Matt, starting off a little heavy. I'm curious how people kill innocent elderly fair in prison. I don't know. It depends. It depends on who that person is. You got to remember that when somebody's a killer, they're still a killer. But it depends. And it depends on how much is known about it. It just depends. Bunjo is Steel City Boys for life. You already know. You know much about Sprucedale Youth Center, anyone who went there. Roll Limbo. Yes, I actually was in Sprucedale Youth Center. I definitely spent time there. And I was on Aquarius unit. I remember at the time there was a pool, there's a track and baseball diamonds and everything like that. It was pretty dope for a prison. You know what I mean? Like it's more like a reform school with a fence than a prison. It's more about trying to rehabilitate kids. It's not like Tyack or Hamilton Detention Center where it's prison. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of Native Canadians there, and he's pretty racist. How's it going to go down? Hold on a second. That could go bad for him. It could, definitely. If he's a racist person, that could definitely go bad for him. Mr. Bum Tickler, man, I appreciate that. No, I didn't, Mitch. I didn't hear about the riot at Penetang. This is the thing. You can Google and look a lot of these things up, and a lot of the time you won't see it. No problem, Will. Stevie, what's up, man? How you been? How's life treating you? Yeah, he has trouble not speaking his mind. I'm worried about him. You know, sometimes when you live a certain way and you carry a certain set of beliefs, you have to defend that, you know, or it could be a problem for you. So if he's not prepared to defend that and people know about it, then it could definitely be a problem for him. But, you know, at the end of the day, have you seen how he acts in prison? Does he tell you for sure or in jail how he acts? Smack that like button, like Mr. Bum Tickler said. And also hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel. We speak on life. We speak on prison. We speak on addiction. And we're going to just start speaking on a whole lot more because believe me, I got a lot of opinions. I really did. But it's Sprucedale, man. It's a young offender place. There's always guards there. It's not like he's going to be killed or anything in that place. They'll probably just protect him. Craig Colford, man, thank you for that 10-piece. Shout out to Guelph. Place where I did my treatment, man. He is waiting for his court case right now, and he's facing murder and attempted murder. This is a young offender guy? This is a kid? Mark Canada, East Coast. Hey, what's going on, brother? Mario Williams, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. That's the donation hype. Is there racism in the pen? I would say that there's probably racism in the pen for sure. But I think that it's silent for the most part. Because, you know, you're not going to, you know, if somebody's racist like that, they're not going to really be putting it out there like that because it could be dangerous for them. But it's a big enough population that for sure you're going to have some racist guys. You rarely nowadays have racist guys that are out of the open with it. But I'll tell you what, when I first went to Joyceville in 2006, there was guys walking around with swastikas in their forehead. So just depends on what prison you're in and how prepared those guys are to defend it. Oh, he's that. Yeah, Sprucedale's a young offender prison. What prison are you talking? Oh, yeah, you're talking about Regina. Yeah, yeah, sorry. You know what? Sorry, man. Yeah, that could be bad. Ontario is definitely about rep and neighborhood and not race, but there is still race politics in Ontario at times. Case in point, riot at Joyceville 2011, I think it was April, where about 50 or 60 black guys attacked probably 10 white guys in the gym. They tried to kill these guys, man. One guy got his face smashed in with a dumbbell, got stabbed a bunch of times. They even pulled down his pants and you know what I'm saying? And then they, a bunch of these other racist dudes got barricaded into the lifer room with couches because they put the couches against the door so the guys couldn't come in and get them. But those guys lit those couches on fire to smoke them out. Man, it was a crazy situation. I don't know about Regina, though. I haven't been there, so I can't say specifically how dangerous it is. Does the sound any better to you guys at all? Hey, man, it doesn't sound like it's going to be good unless he keeps his head up and his mouth shut. Respect and minding your business goes a long way. It's his first time in jail, and he's facing murder charges. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if he's facing murder charges, he's got to have some level of aggression in him. He'll be able to protect himself. I'm pretty sure of that. Most guys that are looking at that kind of time, they just kind of come to a point where they're like, you know what? Yeah, see, I got this. I know it's only a snowball, but I got it. And then this is on my new computer. I'm learning how to use it better. I'm only using a Logitech camera right now. Eventually I'll get better, but definitely, if he can't protect himself right away, he'll be able to protect himself pretty quickly. Dave Black, man, what's up? At the end of the day, if he's racist, he made his bed, right? If he's out killing people in a racist fashion, he's got to make his bed. He's got to lay in it. That's just how karma works. And if he's meant to come home or if he's not meant to have any problems, he won't. And if he stands up for himself, for the most part, as long as he stays out of the crap, he'll be all right. Toronto gangsta, what up? Canadian person, what up? Thank you very much, man. I'm trying to buy everything little bit by bit by bit. Trying to just put everything together slowly because, I'm on a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. If a young offender goes to trial and gets convicted for an M, what's the sentence? So if a young offender is not tried as an adult, and in most cases, if they're charged for a murder nowadays, they probably will be charged as an adult. Now, if they're not, the maximum sentence is 10 years, and that's probably what they would get. But that's rare. They're just going to bump you up. Sharps Farm, Edmonton Max, your opinion. Andy Corey, I don't get it. What do you mean? Thanks. I'm rocking the snowball. Wish mine was black, though. You already know, right? You got to do what you got to do sometimes. It feels good to fight sometimes, but it ain't worth it. That's for sure. Men don't mature till they're 356. Sheesh. I got some time to go then. Andy Corey, you're going to have to rephrase that question because I didn't understand it. You said Sharps Farm, Edmonton Max, your opinion. I don't know what Sharps Farm is. I've done a video on what's called Edmonton Max. I do know about Donnacona a little bit. I don't know about it a lot. I know Donnacona is one of the only maximum security penitentiaries in Canada where the inmates live good. I don't know how much has been taken away in the last handful of years, but I remember for a long time they were one of the last pens that was a max that still had a lot of amenities, still had a lot of freedom because it's run differently over there. It's a lot more organized and not so crazy. You know what I mean? As far as provincial, better when Guelph was around, the Brook, etc. And these super jails, opinion, ain't seen a super jail. Heard they're pretty rough compared. I don't know if they're rough. It just depends on who you are and if you're in the wrong jail at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Because you could go into a place like Lindsay and Penetang and cruise and smoke and chill and never have a problem. If you know people, you get along with people, you're from that area and stuff, it shouldn't be an issue. But if you're in a place where maybe you got a lot of opposition or a lot of people hate you, then it could definitely be bad. Sharps Farm is an Edmonton institution. Okay. That's the maximum. And they call it Sharps Farm because of Shanks. Is that what it is? No parole for 25 years if convicted of first-degree murder. If you're convicted of second-degree murder, it can be anywhere from 10 to 25 years before eligible for parole. And if you're convicted of manslaughter, you can be given life 7. Typically, a young offender will be sentenced to a life 7 for a first degree. But you never know. It can change, things change. Yeah, second-degree murder, he's going to get somewhere between 10 and 25 years if he's found guilty, eligibility of parole. When it comes to murder, it doesn't really matter if it's your first offense, your seventh offense, your eighth offense. It's the same crap, you know. Brother is a life sentence for murder, 12 years to go, but trying for parole now. But now they're talking. See, if you get a dangerous offender in Canada, it's almost surely a wrap. Rarely do young dangerous offenders in Canada get out. It's just the way it is. They're not often, people aren't often sentenced to that. I was actually just doing time with a guy who was not very old, and he's a friend of mine. The guy's, in his early 30s. Dangerous offender. The chance of him touching road again is like 95% to the no, maybe even 98%. That's crazy. Yeah, racial tension in Edmonton for sure. I know it's a lot different out there, but I can't speak on it because I don't know much about it. I do know that there's a lot of native gangs, and I'm sure that there's a lot of politics, including race. Canadian person, man, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I had somebody ask me to do an interview on their channel. I'm definitely down to do that. I'm busy a lot, but I am definitely down to do that in the right situation. He was having a mental breakdown at the time of the murder, but he's in jail instead of a psych ward. Why is that? Because he killed somebody. They're going to have to prove that he's not mentally liable before he ever goes to a psych ward. It's just the way it is. And if he's losing his mind crazy, they'll just throw him in segregation and leave him there. Yo, Matt, I know you've mentioned EMDC in your top 5 vid, but you could probably make a whole video on it. London would be... Yeah, I probably am going to do a video for sure about EMDC at some point. And there definitely is a whole bunch to talk about it. So we will get there. It's a lot like the East Detention and the setup. We'll definitely get there for sure. They started shutting psych wards down in the 60s. Now they just lock you up. Yeah, but there still is psych wards for the criminally insane, like Penetang or Oak Ridge or whatever it's called. Will, what typically warrants dangerous offender status when you're doing time? So dangerous offender status is somebody who repeatedly offends violently. So if you're like armed robbery and then another time bank robbery and then another time attempted murder, after 3 major violent convictions, they're going to start applying for it for sure. It doesn't mean they're necessarily going to get it. I know I got life 7 at 17 for M2 and he's on year 15. That is 100% facts. Just because your parole eligibility is a certain date does not mean you're getting out on that date. That just means that is the earliest possible date that you are eligible. If you mess around at all, every single time you violate, you get caught with a dirty urinalysis, you get in a fight, you get caught with a weapon, anything like that, bringing in drugs, anything like that, you are going to be held back 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. And some guys just get caught up. I knew a guy when I was in Joyceville, a lifer, a good guy too, and he was in for murder, but I didn't see this guy as a killer. I didn't see this guy as a threat to society, but clearly they thought he was. He was like 27, 25 years on the life 14 or life 16 and piss test. Just piss test. He'd be so close to getting there, and then they'd hammer him with a piss test because they knew he had a drug problem, and they just kept him trapped up in the system rather than offer him help for the drug problem. And that's just the way the system goes. People as serious as back in the day heard different stories. What's your take? Just curious. I definitely don't think so. I think when I first came through the pen, people were just bigger, scarier people. I just think the generation has gotten a lot smaller, a lot more sensitive. It's just different. It's a lot younger. I'm not in there right now. Things could be totally gooned and gangstered out. I don't know. But I would say no, definitely it was probably worse. It was definitely worse in 2006. And listen, if you hear the stories about 1980s, 1990s and Millhaven and stuff like that, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think there was 10 or 11 murders in 1 year in the unit when the whole population of Millhaven was general population, no reception. Okay, they tore Oak Ridges down. Lifetime offenders definitely have lifetime parole as you go and successfully complete more and more and more of your parole. Then they will start, kind of shaving back conditions. Thanks for the answer. Is curious if assessment unit means the same as reception. It's exactly the same thing, Will. Intricate productions. If I got a warrant in Northern Ontario, can they arrest me in Southern Ontario? They definitely can. It is the same province, so it doesn't even have to be Canada-wide. But if you're in Ontario and you're in Alberta, but you only have a provincial warrant, then no, they can't. But if you have a Canada-wide warrant, then they'll come anywhere for you. It just depends on if they're going to come pick you up or not. Like, you could be charged with a B&E in Toronto and be arrested in Vancouver on some petty crap, and they'll call Toronto and say, hey, are you guys going to come pick them up for this break and enter? If they say no, boop, they'll let you out. That's just the way the system goes. If they want you, though, they're going to fly all the way across the country to get you. Sorry, Steve. I didn't see the question. Hold on. I know you did a lot of time, Matt, but what's the one positive thing you felt after going through all that? I definitely feel like I learned a lot. I definitely feel like I got stronger mentally. I definitely feel like I know what I don't want now because I've violated myself so many times in my life. And I feel like an accumulation of all those things have made me prepared to work harder, just do more, just strive harder every day to be a good person. Seeing people in prison and the bad things that you see over and over and over and over makes you realize that you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that 60-year-old dude sitting in healthcare waiting for them to give you your meds because they got you jacked up on so much drugs just so you can get through your 20-year bit or 30-year bit because you're doing life on the installment plan. No, thank you. I started just feeling different in prison. It got to a point where I just felt out of place and it was done. And that's it. Brown Wink Socket, what's up? Yo, I know this guy IRL. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. How do ex-gang members get looked at in the pen? It depends. It depends on their gang and how their gang feels about them not being in it anymore. That's what I would say. Would the psych ward be worse than a prison? It's hard to say. I've never been there, so it's hard to say. Was on third bit. 3 previous escapes, yet BC gave me a job outside fence. You're lucky, buddy. I was on my third bit. Hadn't had an escape since I was a young offender, and I couldn't get to camp. Okay. In real life. Okay. Thank you. I don't know all these terms. Why, who's that? Brown Socket. Who is that? Brown Wink Socket. Hey, man, American Me is definitely dope. I think that there's some good prison movies for sure, but I think there's also a lot of really bad prison movies. Does everyone going in get tested for what? For dope? Craig? Hope everything is going well. Yeah, everything is going good, my brother. I'm friends with Emily. Which Emily? He pleaded not guilty, and there is a huge amount of evidence for the crimes. Is the not guilty plea going to work against him? And if so, how badly? It depends. When it comes to murder, it really is what it is. You get convicted, it is what it is. And definitely BC has a whole different approach. I definitely agree with that. if they wait till you're released to grab you. It's not double jeopardy. It's called gating. They're not typically supposed to do that, but they will do that. Salute to you, DOC TV 813 in the channel. Shout out to you guys, man. Go, or you, brother. You guys go check out his channel. His videos are dope. His channel's dope. He's a real solid dude. One of the few that I feel that I can watch on YouTube and that I enjoy talking to. So go check out DOC TV 813. Emily C. Okay, I don't know. It's not registering right now, but what's up, brother? Tested to see if you'll punk out or not. Oh, yeah, I definitely think that most guys in provincial will get tested to see if they're going to punk out or not. I think guys will typically try to see if they can, soft punk you, if that makes sense. So you'll see a lot of guys like, yo, dude, let me get your honey bun. I'll give you 5 tea bags. But you could get 100 tea bags for somebody for free. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of that. Can you get a pardon for an aggravated assault charge? I don't know for sure if you can get a pardon for that, but if you only have one, I'm sure after 7 years, you could definitely get a pardon. 7 years after your probation, your parole, or any of that is finished. You already know, Dave Black. I think they're still trying to assess if he's fit to stand trial or not. What will happen if they find him not guilty due to being insane? Then he'll definitely go to a mental hospital, and he'll stay there till they deem him sane. It's hard to get that. It's hard, man. I'm telling you. Mitch, I always used legal aid because I never had support from my family when I was doing crime. So definitely no. I've definitely not talked to any COs since I've been out to get their insight. I had one person reach out and ask if I wanted to do that, but at the time I wasn't prepared to do that yet. Gotta get back to the ground and wrap up for the work for the day. Stay strong. Andy Corey, you already know, man. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you, my brother. And after they think he's saying he will go to trial. 100%. And in Canada, it's a whole different story than in the States. First of all, good luck getting a bail if they have any kind of evidence against you on a murder in Canada. Sorry, Steve. Hold on. One more. Hold on. No, there's no other one. Hold on. No, I didn't. What's the other one? I'm looking back. I don't see it. The last one is you saying, hold on, gotcha. That's the last one I can see. You think you would have less convictions or less time if you had paid lawyer? Probably not, because I was an idiot. At that point in time, I wasn't prepared to stop. If they just let me out, I would have just broke the law more. Damn, it sounds like go to a psych ward just adds more time for no reason. No, psych ward, not necessarily. You had that guy who hit the cop in the truck or the snowplow. That guy's already doing passes and stuff in the community. It's only 8 or 9 years later. So it just depends on your situation specifically. Rather go to prison than a mental institution. I think I agree. Mental institution, there's no guarantee you ever get out. And being around crazy people can make you crazy. Did you ever go through a long trial yourself? No. I fought one charge in my life, and I beat it before trial because finally my co-accused did the right thing. It took him forever, but he did it. I'm still waiting for Steve, man. Have you heard much or know much about the special handling unit? I believe in Quebec. Is it true that the Haven for really high profile, or is it the Mill Haven for the most part? No, the shoe is for the unmanageable. That is St. Anne de Plains, Archambault. That is for the unmanageable. If you were in the shoe and there's stages, you go through 23 and 1 and blah, 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 blah. and you break it down and eventually get back to a max and then eventually down to a medium. What was the worst riot you personally saw in prison? Well, I was in a riot in 2012 in Joyceville. It was pretty bad. I definitely say that we got read the Riot Act, which after they read you the Riot Act, that means they can legally take your life. They fired live rounds. They bombed us with pepper spray. It was a rough day. It was a crazy day, and it was not a fun day. I did a video about it back then. Maybe I should do a new one. Sometimes I feel like I should redo some of the old videos that I really wasn't good at this when I did them, and I think I could tell the story a lot better. You know what I mean? Did you ever see? Yes, I definitely did see transgender people in female. And I never saw female to male, no. Mitch Wyndham, I would love to make a video on the shoe. There's just not much information to go on, but I will try. I'd love to have somebody on who's been in the shoe. I'm trying to get an interview right now with somebody who's been in the Bay. We'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes. Like I said, if you want to do an interview, just reach out to me, the new Matt Clark, all small letters, all one word on Instagram. You know, I'd love to do more interviews. You just don't get a lot of chances. And I was supposed to do an interview with somebody, and I flaked on it. And hopefully I can get that interview up soon. We're trying to talk and get another date set. Steve, man, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not showing up. Look, the last thing you said, Lori Gates, right here. You miss me again. And then there's no other Steve until it must be the end because you keep missing what I'm saying. So I'm not getting your re-question. I don't know if you're trolling me just to mess with me right now, but I'm not getting it. It's like every other message maybe isn't sending to me. You know what I'm saying? The last 3 messages I got from you are gotcha, you missed what I said, and you missed what I said. So I don't know. Are people in prison a fan of the show Oz? I think the show Oz is okay. I think there's a lot of stuff in there guys don't really want to see, and it's not really realistic. It's not how prison is, especially in Canada, but I think it is entertainment. Paul Harris, man, what's up? I just never saw the question, Steve. I'd love to answer your question. I've come across quite a few DOs in my time, definitely. I wouldn't say that I've come across hundreds, but I definitely, double digits for sure. It's his first time. He's facing at least 15 years, and he's not facing at least 15 years. He's facing at least life 10. If it's charged with second-degree murder in Canada, I don't know about the States, but in Canada, it is life 10 minimum, I'm pretty sure. You got any advice you can give him for his situation? Just stand up for what you need to stand up for. Matt, did you ever consider buying a professional recording setup and learn some more video editing skills? Makes a big difference, and you could easily step up your... I definitely have started doing that, Raphael. I just bought a new computer. I just bought a mic. Definitely need a new camera, but we'll get there eventually. It's expensive to do all this stuff, and believe me, I am not balling. I am scraping by. I have a lot of bills in my life. Why did they call the Bay Gladiator School? Because at one point there was a ton of violence there. If you're DO, that basically means that you can keep... It's an intermittent sentence. So until they deem you eligible for freedom, they can keep you. It's not like it is an indefinite life sentence with no set parole eligibility. You got to keep applying over and over and over. And if a lifer is in a regional health center, is it just mandatory or could it be other factors? There's probably other factors for sure. How many of you guys hit that like button? But I do have to go, guys. I appreciate the live. Thank you very much for coming out. We will do this again very shortly. I'm going to start doing more of this. Honestly, I'd like to learn how to stream live and like put videos up so we can talk about specific things. But we're gonna start doing more. I've learned how to use OBS. Now I just have to get the app, the video editing app, and learn how to use that. That is the next step. We will get there. It's not a very good mic. It's only a snowball. But it definitely is better than what I've had up to this point. So good night, everyone. Thank you very much. And before you get out of here, hit that like button. So it definitely is possible to get more than 25 in Canada, but it's not really, because the max sentence you can get is life 25 unless you're a DO, which isn't typically long, which isn't necessarily longer. It's indefinite. So it is what it is. Love each and every one of you. The new Matt Clark. You guys already know.